Welcome to Voice of the Inland Empire, your weekly adventure into the who, what, where, and why of our Southern California communities. And we are coming to you today from one of my favorite places, Charlie's Stars and Stripes in Old Town Upland, right on the corner of 2nd and C Street. In fact, many a night you can find me right here having dinner and a glass of wine. In fact, tonight, our guest is a woman who is fondly known as the boss lady of Charlie's Stars and Stripes and J.D. Allisons right across the street. So how does a person come to be the boss lady of two restaurants, both doing very well right across the street from each other? That's a story you're not going to want to miss. And be sure to check out our website, voiceoftheinlandempire.com, for all the times and days our show can be seen. So don't go away. We will be right back.
If you can think it, we can ink it at Patterson Print Shop. From embroidery to printing too. Signs, banners, t-shirts, that's what we do. Anything that you can imagine at Patterson Print Shop, we make it happen. If you can think it, we can ink it at Patterson Print Shop. Call us today at 951-924-2332 or visit pattersonprintshop.org.
Is your radio station dull, boring, more of just the same day after day after? Then it's time for radio that will blow your mind and expand and enlighten it too. KCAA Radio 1050 AM is not only the go-to radio station for what's happening in and around the Inland Empire, it's a veritable cornucopia of crazy, an assemblage of awesome, and a total convergence of cool. KCAA is not only the NBC News affiliate for our area, but offers the broadest and craziest range of national and local radio in the Inland Empire, with shows like Imus in the Morning, Dave Ramsey, Joyce Riley's Power Hour, Controlled Chaos, Poor Man, and now Voice of the Inland Empire with yours truly. Check out 1050 AM at home or on the road, or you risk being the only one at work not talking about the fun, crazy, educational, outlandish, awesome things they heard on KCAA 1050 AM. And you wouldn't want that, right? It is that time of the show when we say hello to today's guest. And this is a guest I have to admit I'm really excited about speaking with. We are joined by Lauren Allison, who is the owner of J.D. Allisons and the very place that we're sitting, Charlie's Stars and Stripes, both here in Old Town Upland. Lauren, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And you know, I don't know a whole lot about your history, except that you've been in the restaurant business probably since maybe slightly before you were born?
Yes, that would be true.
That would be about right? Yeah, exactly. So, you know, and you and I were discussing this off camera earlier. A mutual friend of ours once said, if you want to make $100,000 in the restaurant business, start with $200,000. That it's really more a labor of love than a huge, money maker. So what got you into the restaurant business? And I guess JD's is the first one that you actually own, is that right?
That's correct. What got me into the restaurant business? Well,
I asked you first.
When I was 17 and I graduated high school, I made the decision that school was not for me. And I don't know if you know that all of us that don't go to college, we end up in the restaurant business. And
in hospitality.
Yes, and this is one of those businesses that once you're in, it's really hard to get out. So I started when I was 17 down for at Islands in Montclair.
Oh, okay.
So I started from the very bottom. I was a food runner, then I was a bartender. Then I went on to become a manager of a brewery in Rancho Cucamonga.
Oh, nice.
And
okay.
then from there I went and I was a manager for Cask and Cleaver.
Okay, that's
then
our mutual acquaintance.
Correct. And then I went on to be the general manager of a nightclub in Rancho Cucamonga at the top of Haven.
Okay, so now that's a little bit of a change, I'm guessing, from managing a restaurant to managing a full-on nightclub.
The full-on nightclub, I went from, maybe getting home at a decent, maybe midnight, to getting home at 3 or 4 in the morning.
Right.
I did that for 6 years. And after a while, and after all my clientele was built, every person that came into contact with, they said, you need to have your own place. And from after that 6-year mark, I left and I started scouting out in downtown Upland.
Okay, so now, you said, so why Upland? I mean, you could have scouted anywhere. What was it about Old Town Upland that attracted you?
Old Town Upland, I went to Upland High School.
Okay, so there's a start.
There's my start. I did grow up in Upland. And I just knew that this city needed something in our downtown area that actually started to attract people to come down here.
And how many years ago was this?
JD's has been open, we're going on 8 years in April.
Okay.
So.
And JD's, I know, has become a real cornerstone of Old Town Upland. The Old Town is going through this kind of slow, painful revival to go from what it's been to what it really could and should be. And JD's has kind of been the leader of that.
Yeah, we've put a lot of time, a lot of effort. I brought a lot of my clientele from my last place of business. All I want for this little part of our downtown is to make it alive again. Get people down here, get them going.
Well, and I can tell you, on weekends especially, it is always packed over there. But you made this transition from working for other people to owning your own restaurant. That has to have been huge and scary.
It was pretty scary, but if you don't take a chance in life, then you're never gonna know.
What was the biggest unexpected thing in opening and owning your own place?
The biggest unexpected... I don't know, because I ran the nightclub. I ran the whole place. I did all the ordering. I did the closing. I did all the payroll. It wasn't a big surprise for me to go into business for myself.
So you were fully prepared.
I was almost fully prepared, and I think until the invoices for maybe the food provider started coming in, I think that was my scariest moment.
Yeah, when you own the place and you're paying the bills.
Yeah, when it's my money, then it becomes a different story.
Yeah, and isn't it funny how as business owners, we're like the last to get paid if we do it all. I feel for that. So something I've always been curious about in restaurants. So you've made the decision, you've bought the place, you're getting ready to open. Who made the menu? Did you bring in a senior chef team? Did you come up with the menu? Because you got a really cool menu.
Oh, thank you. I actually hired a chef to maybe help me get a kickoff onto the menu and get it started. When he handed me his final copy, I wasn't able to pronounce anything on the menu. And I knew coming into downtown Upland, I wanted to make a sports bar / restaurants where I could get anyone from, a high school basketball coach to an attorney to all of the, to everyone out that's out there in the city. So when he handed me the menu and I couldn't read it, I instantly said, okay, I guess I have to go about this myself. So I ended up flying up to San Francisco, and I started my menu there.
Really? So
Yeah.
you were just checking out different places, getting ideas?
Yeah, just getting ideas. I love San Francisco. It's one of my favorite places to visit. And I started there, and from there it stemmed, and I came up with what we have today on our menu.
Now, you've got items, and I could be wrong about this, that some of your regulars have asked you to create that have made their way onto the menu, and you've named them kind of in their names.
Yeah, they're local residents of Upland. They're also really good friends of mine. One of the guys who's on my menu, he is actually my brother's boss. And it makes them feel good when they get to bring in, another friend of theirs who has no idea that they're going to open the menu and their name's on the menu. So it kind of makes an older man feel good about himself coming in.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So 8 years later, how would you characterize your clientele?
I have one of every walk on this earth walk in that door. I think I've been very lucky. I've been very fortunate because some days you can pull up and you're going to see Mercedes and Bentleys, and everyone that has a nice car is going to be parked out in front. And one other day you'll see people that ride their bicycles that come on in, you know, in the summertime. I've been very lucky when it comes to my clientele. Just being in the business so long, I've grabbed people from each little place I've worked at.
And on weekends, you usually have live music, right? Fridays and Saturdays?
For the most part, I do. Yeah.
And I know that's a real draw. People come in and listen to the music and have dinner and drinks.
Yeah, they do. So, you know, it's really cool. We have a band that they tour for 4 months at a time. And so when they're gone for those 4 months and then they actually return, my little 1,700 square foot restaurant will be filled up in 1 hour.
Can you say who they are?
It's Philosophy of Soul.
Okay, I'm going to have to watch for that.
Yeah, I don't know. They just have it all. They put on a show. Sometimes you find a band and you're just listening to their music. They're not fun to watch.
Right.
Philosophy of Soul actually puts on a complete show for us. So.
Now, a friend of mine I've seen over at your place, over at JD's, and here, both, Don't Call Me Shirley. So.
Oh, Larry, yes.
Yeah, Larry,
cool.
Right. So they always do a big Facebook blast, and when I see it, I always come out and catch them.
Yeah,
they're kind of knuckleheads.
Yes. And he actually did play for me at my nightclub.
Oh, really?
Yes, he did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, the questions that I think are on a lot of people's minds, if they know, we're now aware that you own J.D. Allisons, but you also own, where we're sitting right now, Charlie's Stars and Stripes, directly across the street in a location that for decades has had one unsuccessful restaurant after another. So when we come back, we're going to ask you the why, the how, and the secret. Okay. So don't go away. We will be right back.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Ewan, and I do the hair and makeup for Ron Stark and his guests. I would like to make you look and feel like a star all of the time. Come meet me at Studio M Salon and Spa in Upland, and if you mention this show, you can receive a free consultation and half off a haircut. I offer the best in makeup and formal styles for weddings, proms, and all of your special occasions, including special effects makeup, hairstyling, cutting, and color, hair and eyelash extensions, facials, and body treatments. So if you want to look and feel like a star, come see me at Studio M Salon and Spa in Upland. Give me a call today for your free consultation and half off a haircut at 626-589-3475 or 909-981-6800.
We are back and coming to you from one of my favorite places in the world, Charlie's Stars and Stripes in Old Town Upland, right on the corner of 2nd and C Street, which for some reason is difficult for me to say. But it's a great place to find and not difficult to find. In fact, many nights during the week, you may even find me here enjoying my evening meal and a glass of wine. And today we are joined by Lauren Allison, who is the owner of Charlie's Stars and Stripes. And Lauren, as we talked about in the first segment, you started with J.D. Allisons directly across the street. And I know that as you're over there running your business and watching this location go from one restaurant to another, and the previous one before you guys was a upscale French restaurant that, from my understanding, got an unbelievable amount of financial support from the city and still failed.
Correct.
And so I'm just dying to know, what's the thought process on, do we take it over at this location that's never been able to sustain a restaurant that happens to be right across the street from our existing restaurant? And yet it's obviously worked and been very successful, but what were some of the thoughts behind that?
I think my thought behind the whole process was I've put my whole entire life and my savings into J.D. Allisons, and it's been a great success. And I didn't want to see our poor city with all the hair salons and antique stores become a ghost town. And I didn't want to sit across the street for 2 years and stare at an empty building. I didn't want to see people come in and out of business here. The trafficking, and then as long as people keep getting bad reviews, people remember that. They always remember the bad. They don't always remember the good. So I made the final decision in September of 2013 that, I'm not going to let this place sit here and be an empty space. So I took it over. And
did you get much pushback? Were people going, Lauren, what are you thinking?
Yes, people thought I was crazy.
Okay.
but being my love for San Francisco, I go there, and it's so common for you to own the bar next door, the bar across the street. Knowing that, I thought if someone else can do it, why can't I do it? So took it upon myself, and here we are. We're at 2 years and 3 months in business.
Wow. And from what I've seen just visually in terms of attendance, growing all the time. I'm seeing more and more people here.
Yeah, each day.
So the feeling and the atmosphere here is very different from JD's. So you make the decision, all right, I don't want to see this place sit empty. I don't want to see it keep, I'm going to do this. Okay. But now, how did you come up with the theme and Charlie Stars and Stripes, and it has that military theme to it?
Came up with the theme. My whole family, other than my brother, are all deceased. Everyone in my family was in the Navy, all the men. My husband's brother was in the Army. Just all my relatives, my friends' fathers, my friends' grandfathers, everyone's in the service. So we made a decision that maybe it would be nice if there was a place to go where you could remember that person and your family member that's no longer here. Not to make it a sad place, but more of an enjoyable place, to
for
pick up a
memories.
memory. Yeah. So that's what we've decided to do. The red, white, and blue at the time, American is where it should be.
Absolutely.
So we did name it after my brother-in-law that we lost in 2013.
So his name was Charlie.
His name was Charlie.
Okay.
And
tell me about the photos I see hanging on the walls.
The photos on the wall actually were all given to me from locals in our area, and I've actually received a lot of them in the mail. And they're just people that know that at any time you send in a picture or a photo of a soldier or anyone in your family that was in the service, we put it up on the wall. And so we have a wall so we can remember everyone that served for our country.
That is, and it's that kind of feeling that we need to bring back. We look at what's going on in other countries and what's the evils that are trying to come here. We need to remember what founded this country in the first place, and the men and women that allow us to continue to have the kinds of freedoms that we have today, and to know that you did that consciously and for all the right reasons. And don't you have something where some of your wines?
So yes, we have a couple different wines that they give back to different programs that are for our vets. And I don't know if you know this, but in Upland on 7th and campus, there's actually an active Army station.
I didn't know that.
It's active. It's not reserves. And they are such huge supporters of both of my restaurants. And to see them on a daily basis come into JD's, they all come in with their hats on. They remove their hats when they come in. And when I came up with the idea to do an all-American themed restaurant, they had a lot to do with it, because it just warms your heart when you see them walk in the door. And I could probably tell you 60% of the time they've came in the door, somebody else has paid for their meal.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's nice. And we need to recognize our active duty and our veterans. Yes. So back to the restaurant. So you've made the decision to take kind of a big leap and buy this place that's failed for everyone else.
Yes.
That's directly across the street from your existing restaurant. And you come up with the theme. You did some marketing things that I thought were extraordinary that started pulling people in pretty quickly. You want to talk about some of those?
A lot of it had to do with knowing that people, we're going through hard times. People don't have lots of money. I wanted to keep it affordable. I do frequent a lot of restaurants and go out a lot. And nowadays, when I go somewhere and it's $20 for a cheeseburger, I can't fathom charging my customers that. I'm lucky that we are in downtown Upland. I can keep the prices to a little bit less of a standard. We are known for our food at both locations. Mm-hmm. I think keeping up on the specials to let people know. We have what did you call that? Is it a old person's home?
Oh, a
retirement,
senior center right here.
Senior center.
Mm-hmm.
those kind of people live on a fixed income, and for them to be able to come into Charlie's and get a sandwich on a Wednesday for $5-6 with a side, they can take the other half home and they can have that for dinner. When you go to Subway right next door, you're going to spend $6 to $10 for a sandwich. So I just wanted to keep it so where they can still be able to afford to go out to eat.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not necessarily, well, we're all on a budget, but I'm not on necessarily a tight budget. But, I'm a single guy, live by myself, don't like to cook for myself. And many nights I walk into town and I come here or JD's for whatever that night special is, whether it's your $5 steak dinner or your Taco Tuesday or your Wednesday deli sandwich. And, I get a good, fair meal, a great meal, but fair size at an awesome price.
Yeah, and that's what I just wanted it to be affordable for people to be able to come in and, like I've told you, we just have lots of regulars. And so to keep the regulars coming back is really where my goal is, and to get the new people in the door too. And
is that something that you talk to staff? Because staff, both places, get to know the regulars really quickly and really, take good care of those of us that they know come here on a regular basis.
Yeah, they know that it's family owned, and I'm a very friendly person when it comes down to it. I'm not always the most responsible person, but I am a friendly person, not that reliable sometimes. But they know that it's pretty easygoing atmosphere.
And then the other question is, I've noticed that your staff seems to go back and forth. So has that been a help, that you can share staff, maybe share supplies? Yeah, it helps for the staff. You get a girl an hour before a shift who decides that she can't come into work. Well, they think because, I'm close enough in age and I've been doing this since I was 17 years old that I can be that girl that comes in and covers their shift. But little do they know, I'm not here to wait on tables and bartend for people anymore. Right, you've done that.
I've done my time.
Yeah, been there, done that.
So being able to share my staff has worked out tremendously for me, yeah.
All right, and we're about out of time. You've got websites for both locations if someone wants to check you out.
I do have Facebook.
Oh, you have Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you had a website.
I do. It's called Let's Eat.
Oh, nice.
At Charlie's Stars and Stripes, I believe.
Okay.
So for here.
So they can Google Charlie's, Google JD Allisons, go on Facebook. But I think the best thing they could do is come on down and check one or both out.
That would be great.
Lauren, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story. It was a really fascinating one.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Don't go away. We will be right back.
Hi, this is Corey Chalmers, host of the TV show Hoarders and president of SteriClean Inc. 5% of the population suffers from hoarding behaviors. Are you or a loved one overwhelmed with clutter? If so, let our caring and compassionate specialists support you every step of the way, drama-free. Give us a call at 1-800-HOARDERS for a free estimate or visit hoarders.com. SteriClean has offices nationwide to assist you. Please call us at 1-800-HOARDERS. That's 1-800-462-7337.
Charlie's Stars and Stripes in Old Town Upland is one of my favorite places to go for food, for drink, and for great entertainment. Located at 296 2nd Street in Old Town Upland, just north of the gazebo and just east of Euclid Avenue. This is a wonderful place with a broad menu, variety, great drinks, great fun, and marvelous people. They have weekly specials. These are my favorites. Check out their Monday night $5.99 steak dinner. How can you go wrong? They have specials virtually every night of the week. And then they have entertainment going on all the time, from trivia contests to karaoke to dancing to some of the best cover bands you'll ever hear on Fridays and Saturday nights. Check them out on Yelp, check them out on Facebook, or come on by and say you heard about them on Voice of the Inland Empire. I love it so much here. This is where we're shooting the show, right here from the bar at Charlie's Stars and Stripes in Old Town Upland. Come on by. Any evening, who knows, you may just see me here having dinner and a drink.
The Citizens Business Bank Arena is one of my favorite places to visit for events, sporting, and really almost anything. If you haven't been, you need to check it out. It's truly the crown jewel of the Inland Empire. And right now, we're in the midst of two of my favorite seasons. The Ontario Reign, the proud affiliate of the Los Angeles Kings, and the Ontario Fury indoor soccer team. Both great teams to watch. Plenty of tickets still available. Long season for both to go. Check them out. You'll be glad you did. Coming up on March 5th, King of the Cage returns to the Citizens Business Bank Arena with another night of heart-pounding mixed martial arts. If you want something high energy and exciting, gotta check out King of the Cage. April 1st through 3rd, Arena Cross featuring Ricky Carmichael's Road to Supercross returns to the arena, where we watch Kyle Regal defending his title against a highly talented field of veteran riders and rising stars. April 24th and May 7th, the Legends Football League, the Temptations, are back. Sunday, April 24th versus Seattle, and Saturday, May 7th versus the Dallas Desire. For all of this and more, check out their website at cbbankarena.com, and I'll see you at the arena.
Looking for a new mattress? Not sure where to go or how to start? Want to make sure you get the best mattress for your money and one that will give you years of sleeping pleasure? There's only one answer, and that is Dreamland Discount Mattress in Covina. At Dreamland, Bruce and his dedicated team will ensure that you find the right mattress at the right price that will give you years of sleeping comfort. Dreamland Discount Mattress offers a wide range of options, styles, and choices, all at up to 80% off. Want to hear what many of their customers are saying about them? Check them out on Yelp to learn why you should become a satisfied customer of Dreamland Discount Mattress too. Go by and visit them at 1007 North Azusa Avenue in Covina, or give them a call at 626-331-8044. And remember, at Dreamland Discount Mattress, prices are always up to 80% off.
If you can think it, we can ink it at Pattison Print Shop. From embroidery to printing to signs, banners, t-shirts, that's what we do. Anything that you can imagine at Pattison Print Shop, we make it happen. If you can think it, we can ink it at Pattison Print Shop. Call us today at 951-924-2332 or visit pattersonprintshop.org.
What a great show. I so enjoyed talking to all of our guests, and I especially want to thank you for tuning in and remind you to set your DVR so you never miss another episode of Voice of the Inland Empire. Or if you'd like to watch 24/7, you can always visit our website at voiceoftheinlandempire.com, where you'll find both current shows and a whole archive of years worth of past shows. And while you're at our website, drop us a line. We love to hear from you. Thoughts, ideas, suggestions. Have a thought for a guest? Let us know. Our guests need to have topics of broad general interest and be non-commercial in nature. Or if you'd prefer the more traditional way of contact, our telephone hotline at 909-746-8846. So until next time, this is Ron Stark reminding you to be productive, care for the world and the people around you, work hard, find time for fun, and always remember to give back whatever and whenever you can. Until next time, goodbye for now.